Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do a 2020 recap for Beautiful Strength and just for what I'm doing in photography. As you can tell, we rebranded. I had some help from an amazing graphic designer, Patty McAvoy, who helped me go from this. I always thought that this was a really great logo that I did because it had the shutter for that you could tell it was photography, and it said the mission statement around it, and it looked kind of like writing. But from a distance, you have no idea what that says. I mean, I did it and I still can't tell what it says. So now the branding goes like this. So from a distance, you can see exactly what it says. And what is that backwards? Okay. The phone does weird stuff, so it is correct, or maybe it's correct. I don't know. Anyway, it has, so you can see it from a distance, and then it also shows that it's a .org. So it's not just, oh, look at that cool shirt that has a saying on it that you can find at Walmart. There's actually kind of like an action, like, oh, this is a thing, not just a statement. And then there's still the little teeny tiny shutter right there, which I was pretty excited about, which I might be the only one who notices it, but whatever, it's still there. We also added tell your story to it because that is kind of it's not kind of, it is a very big part of what we're doing. I have thought about changing it to own your story, but I have a lot of merchandise with the tell your story on it. So not a huge fix, but I think there's a lot of people that are like, oh, tell your story, or a lot of, and it's weird because like, as I do this stuff, it's like, am I just noticing that there's a lot of other places that do it? Or is it just that it's in the realm of what I look at? And so I feel like a lot of people are sharing, or is it, that I'm not doing anything unique? But that's just the artist in me that is always going to doubt that I'm not doing something that is super unique. But you know what? It doesn't have to be unique because I love what I'm doing, and it is super beneficial to people. So even if there was a million people doing this in the world, that's still just a fraction of the population, and I'm not ever going to be able to get to everybody. So if everybody was doing this project, heck yeah, the more the merrier. But the tell your story, I think, is important, but I think owning your story is almost even more important, because you could tell your story all day, and it'll make a difference. Absolutely, tell your story. But owning your story means that you're the person who's in charge. You're the person who's empowered. And I think that might be even better. So anyway, woohoo, new logos. It comes on everything. So I do have a lot of t-shirts still that you could buy. I did actually make a bunch of t-shirts last year. I had everything just online, like the sweatshirts online. There's a lot of the Atticus bust t-shirts online, but I wanted to have some things that were on hand, and now I have like 100 shirts on hand. So please buy them. And the goal was to do more of the like tiny home festivals, the expos, all those types of things. But it's with coronavirus, it's super weird because I'm torn between go full force into Beautiful Strength and just trust that everything will happen and I'll be able to pay my bills. But it's a nonprofit. It takes a long time to get funding. It takes a long time to get money. And I appreciate everybody who has donated to this. It has made a huge difference. But it's like, obviously, I don't draw any salary from it yet. So it's going towards things like merchandise and making candles. Did you see how fast that was? That was like lightning fast speed. And I still have a few of these left too, and I need to figure out how to get them on the website and get them sold. And once again, awesome that everybody purchased these, and just trying to figure out how to make this I don't want the whole focus to be like, oh, it's Beautiful Strength, they make candles. No, Beautiful Strength, we take photos and we tell stories and we unite people and we celebrate people. And we just happen to have this really awesome candle that smells delicious. This is white tea ginger. Gosh, that's awesome. And this was super therapeutic to me too. Making candles was pretty awesome, even though I think I made 200 or so. and they're time consuming, but holy crap, they were really fun to make and pretty proud of those. Ooh, hello. I also need to invest in a tripod. Um, I'm just using one of the candles actually to prop up my phone right now to record this. So yeah, super pro. Anyway, so 2020 was an amazing year. I was able to get so much accomplished. I was able to do the bus for the majority of it. Like it's functional. It's got some key elements that are missing, but you guys, I went from a bus to a house in less than 9 months, I guess. So obviously I don't have a toilet yet. Still working on that. If you think like, oh, just a toilet's super cheap, it's not. They're like $1,000 for composting toilets. So the bathroom itself is going to be a little bit of an expensive make, but I after traveling, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely need a place to pee. And then I also have to do some finishing things like the tile and running the shower and stuff in the bus. And then so I feel like this is my book that I did stuff and then it came to life. Like I draw it and it would make it happen. So my 2021 to-do list is right here. And that has propane is the one of the top priorities because I need propane in order to cook, eat, and travel and have hot water. I have the propane tank. I have like the stove. I have the water heater. I have all the things. I just don't have the actual propane hooked up. So, and then like I said, the bathroom. So I need to order the toilet, barn door, tile of the bathroom, install the shower head, and vent the toilet. And then undermount storage. So my bus doesn't have any storage underneath it. And with carrying, if once I could get everything into the bus, I'll have like all the camera gear. Plus I'll have, living stuff. And, there's just not a lot of storage inside a bus. Plus I made it super open, which now looking back, I'm like, oh, I probably should have tucked and hidden as many things where you could store things as possible. But I really need some storage underneath it. And I have 2 lockers that I already have purchased. They were like $20 from Facebook Marketplace, so not super elaborate. I really would like bigger ones that could fit like my C-stands, which a C-stand, if you're not in photography, is just a big stand that holds lights. I would love to have one of those, or the storage be big enough for those. The lockers are not big enough, but they'll do if that's all I can afford, which is fine. But I still have to cut all those out and I have to figure out welding. I am at Make Nashville, which is a really cool place in Nashville that has every type of welding machine, wood machine, all the things. I just have to figure out how to use them, or I work really well with other people. So there has been an immense amount of people that have helped me create this bus, and I've done a lot of work on it, but I will say it is not, if it was just me, it wouldn't be done. But I have found the right people, or they have like miraculously came into my life. And then, it's just been really cool to partner with various different people that are super talented, that have talents that I don't have. But I want to be that like badass chick that knows how to weld and knows how to use a table saw that terrifies me. And knows how to do all these things. So I would love to partner with people who know how to do those things, that I can get these last few gigantic things done. And then I won't have to worry about them anymore, right? Because it's bus life. You never have to worry about anything after it's done. Okay. And then I also need to light the studio. So one of my biggest things is like, I need to get to where I'm actually using the bus to create money, because that's how I pay my bills. And it's made to be a photo studio. So I would like to be able to have the studio lit to where it is, excuse me, consistent for beautiful strength shoots, but it's also like adjustable for if I want to do kid shoots in there, which I have never been a kid photographer or child photographer or whatever you refer to it as. I've photographed many kids, but this bus is perfectly sized for small children. So I know that there's opportunity there. But I mean, the bus is made for the beautiful strength storytelling, but we're going to have to, we're going to have to make money somehow. So, and by we're, it's me. I have to pay my own bills. So I had to get the studio done, window solution, sound absorption for the podcast, and then backdrops. And then I also need to paint the wall again because the white wall is just not, I don't like it. And then I also need logos. I need to put logos on the bus or paint logos on the bus. It needs to be from across the parking lot. People need to be able to see what it is that I'm doing, and it's not just a pink bus. And then also podcast mic setup. So those are just a few of my 2021 goals. But yeah, 2020 was a really shitty year. But it was also one of the greatest years of my life because I was able to meet a lot of phenomenal people. A lot of people in the bus and schoolie world and the tiny home world. And just people who inspire me to keep going, inspire me that this is a possibility. And though I might have to take a few months off to rebuild my finances, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to continue building this dream and making it happen and staying positive during winter. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who helped me in 2020. And I can't wait to see what we continue doing to build both the bus and this nonprofit. And just the connections that I'm making and the things that I'm getting done and the cool places that I've gotten to see. And I can't wait for more of it. So see you soon.